When Jesus had received the sour wine, he said, "It is finished." Then bowing his head, he gave up his spirit. You know, we are all familiar with this human propensity to not finish things. Despite how well-intentioned we are, we have lined the pockets of Amazon executives buying books we will not finish. We start Bible reading plans, we start home repair projects, we start diets. Come on, we even leave emails in draft because we struggle to finish. You know, we don't even finish conversations. People text us and DM us and we just leave them on red. Someone in your life right now is feeling ghosted because you said 2 weeks ago you were going to call them back to finish the conversation. You know, and psychologists speculate that fear is the number one reason people don't finish what they start. They say when a task before us feels bigger than us, when we get to the end of our competency and strength, when we hit the wall of weakness, what do? We jump ship, we drop the ball, we walk away, we chuck the deuces on our relationships, on our goals, and we even do this with our assignments from God. Yet here in this text, we witness Jesus uttering precious words on his deathbed, just hours after bleeding and gasping for air, but somehow Jesus, even in his distress, managed to shout, "It is finished." These words should hit us as Christians with great force, but there's something I want to make important note about. Jesus said, "It is finished." He didn't say, "I'm done." See, we may all struggle to finish, but one thing about us humans, we are very good at being done. We know how to be done with school when the work gets hard. We know how to be done at work when we don't like our boss. We know how to be done with people when they disappoint us. We can be done with marriage when our spouse gets on our nerves. We can be done with friends. We can even be done with the church. We can be done with ministry. And some of us are done with God. But Jesus didn't say, "I'm done." He said, "I'm finished." He didn't say that I'm done with the world. He didn't say I'm done with my disciples, even though some of them abandoned me and couldn't even pray for an hour. He didn't say I'm done loving people that hate me. He didn't say that I'm done trying to heal, trying to teach and preach. He said, "I'm finished. I'm finished. It is finished." This wasn't some kind of frustrated resignation, but it was a celebration because he finished the assignment. These three words, "it is finished," are the English words we string together to try to explain what Jesus actually said in just one Greek word, tetelestai. This word can be translated completed, accomplished, or finished. The last couple of centuries, scholars have found all of these papyrus scraps, and Greek words are written on them. And one interesting word, tetelestai, shows up on receipts and documents, indicating some debt has been paid in full. When Jesus announced that he is finished, he's saying he paid our sin debt in full. God made him who had no sin be sin for us so that we might become the righteousness of God. Jesus had been fully obedient to the Father. That's why he could say, "I have brought you glory on this earth by finishing the work you gave me to do." This was the fulfillment of the judgment that God proclaimed against the serpent when he said, "You will strike his heel, but he will strike your head. It is finished." But you know, there are many things that get finished by proxy because of what Jesus did on that cross. By defeating the power of sin and death, we all are no longer slaves to sin. We are no longer powerless to evil. And guess what, y'all? One day that everything that is a product of this fallen world, it too will be finished. It is finished guarantees that whatever past sins the devil is holding over your head, whatever lies the devil is whispering in your ear, whatever trauma you suffered, the effect of it, the power it has had over you, the condemnation is finished. Now, I don't know if you caught this when you read this text, but Jesus, being fully man and fully God, started flexing some of his divinity in the wee hours of his life. Not only did Jesus say it is finished, but remember the text said, then bowing his head, he gave up his spirit. Lord have mercy, y'all missed it. Come on, you have to know something about how the human body reacts after it is dead to appreciate what Jesus did. So I did some research, y'all, and I discovered that after we all die, our muscles began to relax, and we enter into a state called primary flexidia. Eyelids begin to lose tension, pupils dilate, the jaw can drop, and the limbs become flexible. And because of all the weight of gravity pressed upon a head that can no longer be supported by muscles who are now lifeless, the head can begin to slump and bow. The head bows, science tells us, after death. But the text told us that Jesus bowed his head, then he died. Come on, I don't think that you are getting the picture. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. So Jesus left us some clues to get it right. In John chapter 10, Jesus said, this is why the Father loves me. Because I lay down my life and I can pick it up again. No one takes my life from me. I lay it down on my own. In one last defiance of the mockers and naysayers, in one last display of power, Jesus gives us this visual reminder that I volunteered to die. Come on, can you imagine that Jesus is alive, but he dropped his head in the death position, then he gave up his spirit. Come on, this is what Jesus is saying. The soldiers didn't kill me. I stopped my own heart. The soldiers didn't